What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Um, Welcome back to On the Town with Tanya. Today, we're talking about dream chasers and the hustle behind the spotlight. Today's guest, we're diving into a world of dreams with our special guest, a true Renaissance soul. From captivating stages to heart stirring lyrics, he's mastered the art of storytelling through acting, music, and writing. With grit and passion, he's turned challenges into stepping stones on his journey. We hope you are inspired as we explore the life of someone who's not just living their dream, but helping others do the same. You guys put your hands together, and I want you to please help me welcome one of my special guests. Oh, where you go? Please help me welcome Daniel Ashton-Lincoln. Hey,
Hey, how you
how
doing?
are
Thank you
you?
so much for. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks so much for having me. I
You
really
know, I forgot
appreciate it.
my. There we go. I got to get that. That's classic. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. How you doing? You okay?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you so much for
Brilliant.
joining us and being a guest. We appreciate you.
Thank you for
So,
having me.
oh no, we're ecstatic. Let's see. Let me see. Where do we dive in so that the audience gets to know who you are? So you've been acting and rapping for a while. You write. In fact, you're working on something. We can talk about that all later. But
Yes.
let's go with the beginning. In the beginning, like the
Mm,
first time you knew the moment that you realized you wanted to pursue a career in the arts, like acting, maybe first. Is that? I think that was your first.
yeah. Correct. Yeah. So when I was younger, I
Mhm,
attended this like drama, like this stage school on a weekend, which would be
mhm,
a Saturday thing,
mhm,
where I'd do music, dancing, and acting.
mhm,
And sort of, I really enjoyed it. I'm quite a creative person, so I sort of figured out from a younger age, which was good.
mhm, mhm.
And when I sort of started doing stage coach and was doing all like, the plays and acting and stuff like that, I sort of then realized that's what I wanted to, you know my whole
Yeah,
entire life. But sort of from then I always knew I wanted to do acting,
right.
basically.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy journey, but an exciting one.
Yeah, I can imagine. As an actor, how do you face rejection? Like, and how do you bounce back from it?
um I don't know. I think in regards to like how I think the longer that I've been in it, the easier the rejection has become.
Hmm.
Um, it's funny because when I used to hate rejection and it
Hmm.
used to like really affect me, but now I'm sort of it doesn't, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, like for instance, I did an audition for Time Series 3, which is a BBC BAFTA award-winning drama,
Hmm.
and I got to the final stages, but I didn't get further than that, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Which obviously at the time upset me, but now in hindsight, I'm sort of like, well, the thing that helps me sort of bounce back is knowing that I had that, even though it was a rejection,
Right.
knowing I had that opportunity to audition, but also knowing I've got the opportunity that the casting director who auditioned me now knows who I am. So
That's
to me, that's the opportunity itself as well.
that's a good takeaway, and that's a good way to look at it. What was your biggest lesson that you've learned so far from your acting journey?
Oh, I don't know.
Many.
It's more bullet pointed, I guess.
Mhm.
What I've learned in acting so far is that there's a lot of hard work involved.
Okay.
You need to be resilient,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of commitment needed. So
Yes.
if you have no commitment, or if you sort of, I guess, fall off the horse quite quickly, and
Mhm.
you don't want to get back up and try again, then it's definitely not for you.
No.
But that's the three things that I've learned,
Mhm.
more importantly, I would say, in acting, definitely.
Mm. Now you played. I know you. And I know this is off the record, but you. I know you played. I thought you were actually a principal part and an extra in one of the Fury, I believe it was with the Brad
Mm,
Pitt, right? I
that's it,
saw
Brad Pitt. Yeah.
they showed you a lot for an extra. I played an extra. They showed me for 5 seconds. How did you get that? How did you get that?
To be honest, I honestly I don't know.
Well, you
Like I
had
said to you earlier, when we spoke behind the scenes,
yeah.
you have to show me, because when I try and find it, I'm like, oh, I can't see it. But it's funny because, like, for instance, Fury being like the first. big film, like big Hollywood movie film set that I'd ever been on. Do you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? And yeah, I literally had a day. I had to get up really early. I had to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to literally travel from where I live to London, which is about an hour basically.
Okay.
And then I had to go to King's Cross Station, meet up. I fell asleep in the van and then arrived and then I was on set basically. Had my
Right.
breakfast, had everything like that.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get into costume, I think, until about I arrived at like 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. No, 7 a.m. it was. And I didn't actually get into costume until 11 a.m.
Yeah. That's how it
Do you know
goes.
what
I
I
work
mean?
13
Which
hours
is
for 5 minutes,
yeah.
95 minutes. I know how it goes. But
That's
that
the thing. There's a lot of go on, sorry.
you got a very good part because it's something that people will not forget and it's a
Yeah.
memorable, you know?
Oh,
So
100%.
well
Well, it's
done.
a good first when you're, when you're, I guess when you're going to a film set for the first time, of like a professional, A-list film set, it's a good film set to go to for the first
Mhm.
time.
Yes.
And it was good because I was also like, because it was the first one I'd sort of been on. It was good to sort of see how everything happened and how everything worked and what was happening behind the scenes. And because a lot of it is standing around waiting
Yes.
to be called,
Most of
and
it.
do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there were times where I'd just be standing there because, we were waiting for a scene to be shot or something like that. And I remember because it's my first set time on set sort of thing on a professional set, I had
Mhm.
Shia LaBeouf go past and I literally nearly collapsed because I was like, oh my God, 'cause like, it's like the first
I
time
would have
sort of
passed out too.
seeing
Don't
someone
worry.
out front. Do you know what I mean? Um, yeah, it was obviously I've become more composed as my life has gone on and as I've grown up as an adult, which is what you do.
Right.
Um, and yeah, and then obviously I was walking a lot as well. So even though I was waiting around, there was also scenes where I'd just be literally walking for like 2 hours
Mm,
non-stop. And then I'd
mm.
start, and then we'd have a break and then for another 40 minutes and then, do that scene again. And,
Right.
like literally just one scene, it took all day. It's
Oh, I
just
know.
mental how crazy
But it's
it takes
actually
to film.
cool. It's actually
It
kind
is.
I
It's
mean,
amazing.
to be fair to the industry, I thought it was actually kind of cool. I've only been on, well, a music video and a couple, yeah, only a couple. So I don't have a vast record to speak from like you do, right?
Yeah.
You've been doing
Yeah.
this. But I will say, when I waited, now I used to model, so maybe this is why I think this. I like sitting around for hours and getting paid for it, even if it isn't a lot
Yeah.
of money, because extras don't get a lot. A principal might, and you get a speaking role. I think if you have one line in New York anyway, I don't know about in London,
Mm.
but if you say one line, you're going to get residuals. So it depends
Yeah,
on
it
how it
depends
goes.
on yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I met so many people and booked other jobs just from meeting the people that it was
Yeah.
amazing. I was like, I could do this every day. Like it was 13 hours for Crocodile Dundee 20,000 years ago in the 80s, I think, right?
Yeah.
Believe
But
it or
that's
not, there's
yeah.
people I'm still friends with from that audition.
Wow. Wow. But that's the thing that's like when you go on it's so funny because when you go into film sets and if you haven't been on one in a while off your I guess you're not used to going on film sets. Like, for
Mhm.
instance, as I mentioned to you earlier when we were sort of, again behind the scenes talking about all the acting journey and everything like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
I sort of, as I've said to you, which I'll go into a bit more about, I sort of took a 5 year break to, focus on the music, and then, in that time, I got a girlfriend and who's now my fiance and everything like that. And
Congrats.
it's funny because she was so used to sort of seeing me, create music and being in the studio and recording and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I then got a day's filming for a short film, which is where I played like one of the secondary leads, and I was on set for like 14 hours,
Oof.
and she come pick me up at the end of the day. So like I was coming back from London, and then she picked me up like where close to where I live. And then about literally it was at like 11 o'clock at night. She was like, "Oh my God, no!" I think it was even later. I think it was like 12, like midnight. And she's like, "Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God, Dan." I was like, "Yeah." Obviously, you've not seen me been on set before, so you don't know how it works. But yeah, it can be
Oh,
crazy, and you could be on set for hours. But
yes.
I enjoy that. Like I'm a night owl, so I
Right.
like to be if I'm on set late, it doesn't bother me because I'm a
Okay.
night owl and I like to, be around people and
Right.
I'm a social butterfly, as it were.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I honestly, at first, it sounded like, oh my God, 13 hours. I'm going to sit in the subway for Crocodile. It was only the subway scene. So I had
Yeah,
really, if you pass gas, you'll miss me. That's the joke the director told me to tell everybody. So if you bet, and so I was like, okay. So it's and I did Jessica Jones. I don't know if
yeah,
she's.
I remember you saying.
I don't remember which one. I never even looked at it, to be honest. But I did a
Mm,
walking out of the hospital scene. I mean, who cares, right? And that
yeah,
was about 12 hours. I don't even know how many hours. That was a lot. And I only really filmed. I thought about it. I really only filmed like an hour, technically. I mean, if you like,
yeah,
it wasn't like that long. But sitting
yeah,
around was quite fun because I made so many contacts and I talked to people. I got to see how things run. There's a lot of interesting things to sitting around for that many hours. It doesn't
yeah.
as boring as it may seem because everybody wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah,
It
exactly. No,
yeah,
100, and I think to to creatives and people who who aren't in, I guess, the industry or don't do acting, and when they hear there's like a 13-14 hour shoot, they're like, what the hell, like
yeah,
what are you doing
yeah.
in that
How
time?
much?
But
Yeah,
then
especially the
yeah,
amount of
yeah,
money. I only got
exactly,
$150. I was like, that's it for
exactly.
13 hours? Bro, that's
But it
nothing.
also depends if you're like a
Actually,
principal role, or if you're an extra, or if you're a featured, or if you have dialogue. It all depends on, obviously. So it's nice to sort of, I guess, have this conversation because I know you've interviewed loads of other different people who sort of, I guess, make changes in this world. So it's nice to hear the insights from those people, but it's also nice to hear that from creatives as well, that you've had on your show as well, which is good.
yes. Yeah, no, definitely. Oh, those creatives got to sit together. So
Yes.
how do you stay motivated on the days when inspiration's like hard to find? You know?
That's a good question, to be honest.
Mm,
Um, what I would say in regards to how do I stay motivated,
mhm,
um, it's quite it's a bit of an easy one, to be honest, in regards to how to answer it.
mhm,
Because I don't just do one thing. I don't just
mhm.
do acting and wait for the phone to call.
Okay.
I do also creatively do different things, i.e., I write music, I write lyrics, do music videos. Um, I'm currently writing a TV series at the moment, so I
Yes.
have that as a creative outlet. So if I've done auditions and I'm waiting to hear back, haven't heard anything, then I'm like, okay, cool. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna sit around watch TV? Nah, let's do something different. Let me try and rack my brain somewhere else creatively. So I'll write a song, or I'll write the next scene for an episode that I'm doing. And
Mhm,
that's how I don't know, it's weird. I don't like to it's funny because when I was younger, and when I say
mhm,
younger, I say from the ages of 19, 20.
mhm,
I always thought that it would just be acting that I'd be
mhm,
interested in, and that acting's the only creative thing that I wanted to do. But then
mhm,
as I got older, I
mhm.
then went from acting to music, then from music to doing what I'm doing now, which is writing episodes and doing scenes, which I never expected myself to do. But now I do it, it
Mhm.
sort of makes sense as well, because it's
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It just it
yeah.
keeps your mind busy, keeps yourself busy. So yeah, that's how I stay motivated on the days that are quite hard to stay motivated.
Yes.
And as well as that, I've had a loving family around me.
Mhm.
I've had a loving, stability and stableness, like with my fiance and my mum and my dad and everything, and the people around me,
Right.
as well as that, which is very
Support.
supportive,
Yeah.
which I think really helps massively.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're reaching all the genres to keep yourself grounded
100%.
and to be creative. If you have all that, people around you surrounded by love, by good people, boom, you can grow. Like now you can really
Mm,
focus on what your talent is instead of like, oh my God, So
exactly.
that's a great thing.
100%.
That's a great thing. Um,
100%.
well, speaking of your family and everybody, what role does community play in your creative process? Like, can you talk about maybe a mentor who influenced you on your path, maybe? Like,
Yeah, so I'll answer the question of how a community plays an active role, I guess, a
mhm,
creative in my process.
mhm,
So obviously, as an actor, you have to work with other actors and you have to get on with them. But not just that, you also have to focus on the director so you can give them the best possible performance that you could give
mhm,
for that. Because at the end of the day, it's not just your vision of the character, it's also their vision of the film. and
Right.
how that character is meant to be portrayed, or
Mhm.
how he is perceived, or everything like that. And I think also what helps in regards to that part of that process is I'm not one of those actors where I will film a day and I'll be like, okay, cool, I don't care how it looks.
Right.
I'm one of those actors where I will care about my own performance,
Mhm.
obviously, because if
Mhm.
you love what you do and you care about you do what you do, then you care. I guess you sort of self um what's the word that I'm looking for, where you sort of self like criticize yourself
Right. Right.
basically.
Right.
And because of that, I care about my how I perform. I care what the director and the producer think. But then on
Mhm.
top of that, I also care about the finished product and how it's gonna look.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, have they got the right things they need to continue? I'm
Yeah.
not going to go, okay, cool, yeah, that's brilliant. I'm going now. Or let's move on to the next thing. I want to make sure that the director that I'm working with and the
Mhm.
producer are both happy with the scenes, and that they, I guess they marry up to what the rest of the scenes are going to be about, basically.
Mm. Mm.
Um, yeah, so that's sort of like how um that's sort of how it works, sort of for me in
Mhm.
that regards.
Okay.
Regarding like mentors,
Right.
it's funny. So I've had this friend of mine who passed away, who's basically he's very close to me. He's like my uncle,
Mhm.
um, and he would support me. He would give me advice. He would help me with auditions, all that sort of stuff. And just
Mhm.
sort of this was sort of the bridge, I guess, when I was doing loads of theatre shows. I've been gone to drama school, went to like Rose Bruford, which was like another performing arts school. And then, because I had done that, I was sort of like, right, I need to now move to the next step. So then after that, I then what's that? I then sort of started looking to do, more film and TV. But
Mhm.
obviously, bear in mind, I was still sort of new to it, so I didn't know who to speak to, um, the contacts to have, that sort of stuff. So then he helped me set me up with like these, for you, like extras agencies, featured agencies where I get these roles. Um, and throughout that time, he helped me with that.
Mhm.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I then obviously was able to, lucky enough to be cast in them. And then he also pushed me to go to Roast Bruford.
Okay.
He helped me get in. He helped me audition. And he was like just really there for me, and just like, good with all like the tips that he'd give me, the
Mhm.
advice.
Mhm.
It's good because he sort of like he had been on the West End himself, and even though that's something that I'm not really interested in, I'm
Right.
more sort of focused screen acting, so like TV and film.
Right.
It's still a nice insight to know, and obviously I still enjoy the theatre. Like, I'll go with my mum, I'll go with my fiance and stuff like that, and I absolutely love it.
Right.
And I'll paint the town red, as they say. You know what I mean? But like, he would give me the insights of doing that, and he was also a teacher as well.
Mhm.
So he would actually teach drama. Do you know what I mean? So when I say I've got an audition for this, so you'll be like, okay, cool, right? Let's dissect the character. Let's dissect the scene.
Oh, wow.
Why is this character feeling this way? And do you know what I mean? So it really like sort of helped me get. And obviously, I wouldn't say I'm very knowledgeable within it, but I knew quite a bit within acting
Mhm.
to,
Wow.
to do, because I had done audition for quite a long time and stuff like that, and sort of had agents and all that sort of stuff. And then sort of, yeah, so he really really pushed me, and like, I guess, got me further. And if it wasn't for him, I
Mhm.
wouldn't have got Fury, Humans, Count Arthur Strong, like all the TV shows that I got, the Killer
Wow.
Cops, Valley of the Damned. I wouldn't have got any of that unless he told me where to go, and because of
Wow.
that, that's why. So he was like, yeah, he was a proper good mentor. And then only recently, in the
Mhm.
last month or so,
Mhm.
um, I've realised that I was with an agency called Freedom Talent. They're an amazing agency. If there's any actors listening who are looking to get with a boutique agency, they are very very good. And they, they'll put you forward for commercial, whatever, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
But I sort of got to a time in my life where I realised that I'd outgrown them.
Mhm. That happens.
Yeah, unfortunately. I didn't think it would with me. I thought I'd be with them for a long time, but that wasn't the case.
Mhm.
And then I needed someone to further my career. So with that being said, I then met a guy called David Jeffrey, who
David.
then took an interest, and we spoke about my career and what I'm looking for and stuff like that. and yeah, he's basically taken me on, and now I'm with Jeffrey Management, basically working towards my career and what the future holds
Good. Awesome. Yeah, that's going to
with
be
new
good.
headshots and show reel scenes, and I guess building up my credits to
Mhm.
sort of be able to get more prestige film and TV. And the good thing is he's only focusing on high end film and TV,
Right, right. So it's
which is
select.
good.
That is great. That's going to take you far. I'm sure you'll do well. And David's a good guy, so that's even more important.
Definitely.
Energy
100%.
matters.
You
Yeah,
need
and
to have good people in your circle.
yes, a good
Otherwise, it will never work.
exactly, absolutely. So, how do you balance the multiple creative outlets that you have without burning out? Like one day I'm going to write,
Um,
tomorrow I'm going to do this, next day I do that. Like, how do you keep it all balanced? Like, do you have a secret to that?
um, so my secret is that I was never good at balancing things.
Uh,
Now I am. So,
okay.
like, for instance, I can balance doing self tapes. I can balance writing music. I can balance writing an episode of Reverse Struggles. And I'm able to sort of balance all of that in my mind. And it's like it's weird. It's like I can do it without getting to a point where I feel like I'm gonna burn out. So it's like
Mhm,
before I do, it's like my mind and my body knows. So then I don't burn out. Does that make
mhm.
sense?
Right. No, it makes sense.
Um,
Follow your lead.
yeah,
You're good.
basically. So I sort of stop myself before I do burn
Mhm.
out, which is good.
Good. No, that's everything. Most people don't know. They just yes all day and every day instead of saying nope. Today is the day that it's me
Yeah,
time or whatever that is,
exactly.
downtime or go
Yeah,
refreshing myself up at the beach or get a
yeah.
haircut or
I,
whatever.
it's funny. I'm one of those people where like I'm like a snowball. This is gonna sound like a very weird analogy, but it makes sense when you hear the reasoning.
Uh-huh.
I'm like a snowball where loads of things come in my way, like where I've got to do training, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, and I just keep rolling with the punches, keep rolling with the punches until I get somewhere, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I need to stop. So that's what I used to be like. I'm not like that as much.
Right.
That is what I used to be like, a snowball. But now I'm sort of able to go, okay, no, I've done this now for about an hour.
Right.
Okay, let me do have a bit of a break and let me work on this tomorrow or maybe in
Right.
another hour or so. Do you know what I mean? So I break it up, which definitely helps.
Yeah, I think that definitely helps because then you get less overwhelmed too.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah. What's the most surprising thing that you've learned about the industry? Both industries actually,
Uh,
because you both know. So, as an actor and as a rap artist.
what I would say is it's a good question.
Yeah, okay.
What surprised me is the type of people that I have met along the way.
Mhm,
What I mean by that, so as you know, and as everyone listening now knows,
mhm.
that I'm in talks and I'm in development with a TV series. Currently, at the moment, I have a producer who has agreed to produce it for free.
Wow. Okay.
I also have a cameraman who has also agreed to film it for free,
Wow.
which I never expected.
Wow.
And it's funny because again, this guy that I mentioned, Hugh, who's like my uncle, who was my mentor, he actually
Mhm.
helped me write the first episode of Reverse Struggles. We wrote it together.
Oh, that's
Um,
huh.
yeah, it was like it was a thing, I guess, with both of our experiences sort of
Yeah.
put onto a page. And
Hmm.
funny enough, we had actually completed the pilot, and our goal was to, you know, get turn it into a full series.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, because he was busy with acting, I was busy with acting, we didn't actually get that chance to do so.
Okay.
And that was about 6 7 years ago that I wrote the first episode of the pilot.
Okay. Okay.
7 years down the line, I then found said pilot, Reverse Struggles, and decided to continue making it. And I feel like I'm a massive believer in everything happens for a reason. And I feel like I found that script for a
Mhm,
reason.
mhm,
And weirdly enough, how I found that script is I was trying to look for a voiceover. I was trying to put together like a voiceover reel for
mhm,
a voiceover audition,
mhm,
and when trying to find the voiceover to put into the reel, I then found the script. So ironically, it's like I trying to find my voice, and then in order to do that, I then found the script. Does
Wow.
that
Yeah,
make sense? That's
that was
that's
really
how it's
big.
been said to me, and I'm like, oh, actually,
Mm,
might have a point there. That does make sense.
yeah.
So then obviously, yeah. So as I was saying, in regards to like what surprised me in this industry, this producer who has decided to help me film it, get it produced for free and everything like that. I told her the story,
Mm,
and I told her about the music and obviously my acting, and she's like, she really wants to help me. She really wants to push me. And
mhm.
obviously, I knew there were nice people in the industry, and I know there's also bad people in the industry. Like in
Yes,
any industry, it's just
absolutely.
it's always the way.
Yes.
But I never thought I would have someone, who would, what's the word that I'm looking for? Who would like
Just show up
really
without
support
condition.
and show up. Yeah, yeah, exactly, and like proper go. You know what? I don't know you from Adam, and I'll be honest, and that's the truth. But I really like your idea and I really want to help you out. Like to me, that's really special because it's not just someone saying I want to do this. It's actually someone who is making moves to make that happen. Like for instance, she actually got me a magazine feature, funny enough as
Wow.
well. So your viewers will
I
know.
saw that.
Um yeah, it's a magazine in Nigeria. It's called
Yes.
Selena Celebrity.
That's it.
That's it, Selena Celebrity Magazine.
Nice.
If you've heard of it, brilliant. If you haven't, go check it out. I'm on the most recent cover.
That's
They've made like a 6 or 7 page spread about me,
I saw
about
that. I was
sort
like,
of my.
wow, that's a big
Mm.
spread.
Yeah, proper. It's about me and my music, and then a
Yeah.
little bit about reverse struggles. And it's
Yes.
just like a little in-depth interview like this, but again, just as a magazine publication. So if you want to
Mm.
check it out, then yeah, go check it out.
It's,
But
it's
that
on
that
my.
was very interesting.
I reposted on my page, I believe. So don't
Oh,
worry.
did you? Oh,
And at
thank you.
the
I
end, I
appreciate
have
it.
a picture of reverse struggles at the end. I'll put it up so when you talk about it. So
Fantastic. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I really appreciate that.
for sure.
But
Yeah,
no,
because
so she
that's
did
going to be
that,
big.
which was like, wow.
If
Yeah,
you
I
get
hope.
that,
I hope
no,
that's my
it's
plan.
going to be big if you get that done. Because I read just a little bit. I read and I was like, bro, this needs to be now, like today. Like
Mm,
I need to see all of this. You know, it's
yeah,
going to be great. It's going to be
no,
great.
100. It's. I think what it is, it's different. Different
Yes,
to any other show
yes, and I don't want to
that's
say
out
too
there.
much because I don't want to give it away to other people
Mm,
about the concept at all. That's why I'm not saying too much. So I'll let them
yeah, of
read what they
course.
read, and then they can figure
Yeah,
out from there what I'm talking about. You know
yeah.
what I'm
The
saying?
little blurb. I saw you talking about the blurb. Yeah,
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 that's
yeah,
all I'll
yeah.
refer
No,
to as that, because then that way,
yeah,
people can't take it and run.
definitely,
But it's all good.
definitely.
It's all good. What I believe, this is what I was thinking about the lady you said that came to you. I do believe that your friend that passed, that what you finding
Mm,
it was I call them earth. Sometimes if people come back as earth angels and things happen, and not, I don't think there's coincidence. That you found that script and then it's like, oh wait,
no,
oh, you know what I'm saying? I don't think there's coincidence, and I don't think it was coincidence that the lady wanted to film it, or the other gentleman wanted to film it or produce it,
or
whatever.
produce it. Yeah.
You know why? Because they're what I call angel guides. So there's people that
Mm,
sometimes I think the universe puts on the earth for you to just so you just walk the path. You don't gotta go and say, well,
yeah.
do I need water on this path? Do I need this on the path? Do I need a path?
Yeah.
You're just walking it, and as you walk, someone say some water. Here's some food. Here you
Yeah.
go.
100%.
And you're like,
It's
okay,
it,
you can just go. Some people don't have that luck or that blessing.
no.
Okay, as much
It's
as others.
funny because like as a creator as well, like obviously it was something that I've always reverse struggle was something I always wanted to make and always release, and I always wanted to be one of because also as well, like when you're acting, it's not just about waiting for auditions; it's also about creating your own work. Do you
Yes,
know what I mean? The more you create, the better chances you have of actually, making something or
you said
something
it.
coming from it, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And yeah, obviously, it's weird. Like I didn't expect to make a pilot and then forget about it, and then it come back 7 years later, and then
Mm,
I have the urge to want to do it. Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? And it's like it's weird because even I don't know, probably about 3 4 years ago, I always said to myself, "Yeah, I'd write a TV series. I'd write a TV series," but then I never actually thought of myself to do it. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? To actually sit there and be able to do a pitch deck, to be able to do the episode guides, to be able to do like a one page
Oh wow.
synopsis and
Whoa,
the
that's a lot.
characters. It's honestly, you don't. I think a lot of people don't really get how much goes into writing a series. Obviously,
It's a
this
lot.
is my first time doing it. I'm not trying to sound like I'm, what's it like?
So
I'm
much.
a pro at it
Shonda
because I'm
Rhimes.
not. You
Like your
know,
Shonda
yeah,
Rhimes.
yeah, exactly. It's not like I'm a pro because I'm not. I'm
Right.
still learning myself.
Right. Right.
But yeah, it's you do learn a lot from it.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that I've had the opportunity now to, I have the connections that I guess I need to help me, and I also have the opportunity to be able to push it. And
Yes.
that's what I like as well, because as I said earlier, I'm not just sitting around waiting for something to happen. I'm
Right.
doing something
That's
myself. And I've always heard that as a creator or as an actor or whatever, even or as a musician or a dancer, you're always creating something, whether that to be a new dance routine, a new
mhm,
song, a
mhm.
new TV show, a new film, whatever. Do you know what I mean? You're always sort of creating. And I always had it in the back of my mind that if nothing works out with the acting, that's fine, because
Yeah.
it's not necessarily going to happen straight away. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Like the journey that I've had from a young age, from the age of 7, when I knew my entire from then always. Sorry, let me rephrase that. From then, I always knew I wanted to do acting, but
Mhm,
I've had a mad journey up until now,
mhm.
and sort of now to sort of, I guess, reflect back on the journey I've had and go, okay, yeah, I want to create this series, but I don't just want to make it look like I'm just focused on the acting or whatever. I want to also show that I'm doing different bits and bobs, and I feel like that it's a massive it's a massive achievement to be able to do and to have.
Yes, yes,
That
but
makes sense.
also it's the 2026. I mean, any actor that's out there working should know by now that if you don't start getting into producing, to writing, you creating your own
Yeah,
project, you will just have to sit and wait. And now with AI, you might have to wait a little longer. So you're going to be just
yeah,
wait. You have to create your own vehicle, and that vehicle would be the one. So
yeah,
well,
yeah, 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 definitely.
here's you on
It's
that.
exciting because of obviously I love watching TV, and I love watching films and stuff like that, because I like to sort of see how actors portray roles, and
Mhm,
and that sort of stuff.
mhm.
So when you're, I guess, writing episodes, so far I've done 3 episodes, and it's very interesting to sort of see how a writer's brain thinks to
Yes,
someone who's just watching the show to then someone
yes.
who's actually creating the show as well.
Good.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I agree with what you said earlier in regards to like the whole Earth's Angel thing. I think at that moment, without realizing, I needed to find that show, and I didn't know it at the time. But then I did find the show, and I'm like, okay, cool. I can now go further with this. Like my plan, and I'm going to be honest here, my plan is to get it made, and my plan is to, you know, show it to the BBC, show it to Netflix, and get it out and proper get it out there. Like
Right,
I'm not just sitting on this and going, oh yeah, I'm writing a series, and then not doing anything in the background. Like, I'm doing a
right,
lot for it.
right.
So obviously it's not guaranteed,
No,
but
nothing's tricky, but
I
that's
have a
okay.
better chance than someone not trying to makes a
And if,
series.
if your instinct told you to do it, trust me, there's something waiting for you.
Yeah,
It
100%,
definitely
hundred
is.
percent.
I'm a firm believer. If your instinct tells you to do something, do it. If you don't
Do
do
it.
it, oh well, we'll never know, will we? So just follow your
Exactly.
gut.
Well, that's
Uh,
that's what I was gonna say as well, like the whole journey thing as well. So I feel like going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next. Anyway, so as I said, like the journey I've had has been mental. So obviously I did stage coach from the age of 7 up until, I don't know, I think about 10, 11 maybe.
uh,
And then I went to a drama school, went to Rose Bruford, started doing short films, and then after that I was then doing extra work. And then after all that time, I then started getting with agents who I guess weren't the right type of agent for me to get with, i.e., I thought they were good, and then they would prove me wrong and basically be putting me forward for stuff that either everything and anything, and didn't really care what they would put me forward for. So because of that, I felt like I just couldn't find any good agents. So
yeah,
then
that's all.
obviously it is because at the end of the day, like I always back then I always thought, once you get an agent, brilliant, happy days, and you don't have to do anything, and that's not the case. Once you get an
Everybody,
agent, you still have to do bits. Like I
yeah,
think that's the whole sort of what's it like, the nicer way of looking at it, like
Yeah.
hoping that once you get an agent, then something might, you'll get a big job and then boom, you don't have to do anything. But that's not, in reality, that's not the case. And then obviously I understood that back then. And then when I sort of was leaving agents and then sort of self-represent myself, I then realized I'd realized that already. And I was like, okay, cool. So as well as sort of like self-representing, I'm
Mhm.
actually being an agent where I was doing like
Oh,
outreach to casting directors,
so you know.
applying for jobs, doing auditions, like doing all of that, like all the above. So now, even though I do have someone who is vouching for me and pushing me forward for my career, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing.
Right.
And I'm still pushing myself, and I'm still being proactive with it.
Right.
But because of that time, I then sort of, I guess, self-representing. Then I took a break for 5 years. Then I
Mhm.
started doing music,
Okay.
which I've then been doing for five
How do you,
years.
yeah, that's
And
gonna
and then after that, I sort of, literally about a year ago,
mhm.
sorry, but a year and a bit ago, so back in May, actually a bit longer than that then, May
Mhm.
2024,
Okay.
I sort of started from scratch.
Okay.
And that's when I was doing like self tapes, monologues, posting up my Instagram, making the outreach. Because this again, I was back to being self represented again.
Right.
And then I joined an agent who wasn't that nice. He was very, very rude. Like, for instance, he got me a commercial audition once,
Mhm.
and I said, because I'd never had a commercial audition before, and they're very, very strange.
Right.
Like for instance, I had one for the lotto, and I had to pretend to play a game. So I
Right.
went out and brought Monopoly because I didn't have it. I probably did, but I just couldn't find it. So I just went, you know what, just gonna
Right.
go out and buy it. And I had
Right.
to pretend to play a game, right?
Right.
Like the camera's there, but it's not there, and I just had to pretend that I'm playing a game.
Mhm.
And I was getting, and like before I'd done this, I was getting really confused, and I was like, this commercial doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
And I went, what do I need to do? And he went, well, you're the actor, you figure it out. And I'm like, right, okay. Well, you're the agent. You're meant to give me a bit of an idea, like how I
Right.
could
Tell me
portray
what
it, like,
you
you know what I mean?
think. Yeah.
And he
Supposed to
didn't,
be.
and he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he didn't. And then obviously because of that, I then left that agent, and then again went back to sort of self-representing for,
Good
I
for,
don't know,
well,
six
good for
months
you.
maybe.
Good for you. Most
Yeah.
people would
So
stay and take that nonsense. First of all, I'm paying you.
mm,
You might want to be nice to me because
exactly.
I get
No,
booked. You get
100%. Yeah, but he would always go like, "Oh, it doesn't really phase me because I'm not earning anything at the moment." But then it's
mhm.
also how you speak to your clients. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? If you're going to be rude like that, then
No
guess what?
way.
You're not going to have many clients at the end of it. But then
No.
obviously, yeah. So then I went back to self-represented. Then I joined Freedom Talent, who were absolutely amazing,
Mhm.
and basically, they helped me regain my confidence in regards to self-taping, putting me
Yeah.
forward for roles. They
Mhm.
got me a commercial audition. Did I flop? No, I didn't. I didn't get the part, but I like literally gave it my all, and
Mhm.
like that's how I realized that my confidence has then come back. And then we get to the stage, which was about a month ago,
Mhm.
which is when I had left Freedom,
Mhm.
realized I'd outgrown them,
Yeah.
needed
That.
someone to further my career, like it happens with most actors. They're with a really good agent, and they're like, "Oh no, I don't want to." I want to go further in my career, but then at the same time, I don't want to lose what I've got, but I also need to. And I was in that stage. I was like, "Oh, okay, I need to, make sure I need to sort of do what's right for me at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, it's my career. Do you know what I mean? So I need to do what's right for me." And then I was like, okay, and then I had the conversation with David, and we had a really good chat. I got a really good vibe off him. And then I was like, you know what? I think this is a step that I need to make. And
Mhm.
considering last year was pretty big for me, I had a lot of achievements happen. I got
Mhm.
engaged. Me and my fiance, we've just got our first mortgage, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
We're currently like planning for a wedding and stuff like that. And then obviously I'm doing my day to day stuff.
Yeah.
I passed my driving test as well for the first
Hey,
time, which was very
congrats.
exciting. So I had
Woo-hoo.
a load of like achievements. Exactly, I had loads of achievements that
Yeah.
happened last year, and I felt like this year is going to be bigger. But they're sort of more career achievements as opposed to that. Last year was more life achievements.
Right.
This year, I feel like it's going to be more career achievements.
Right.
Um,
Agree.
And I think the thing that sort of like, boosted my confidence to sort of push me and stuff like that is, as I said, I auditioned for that Time series.
Mhm.
I auditioned for a film called Just Play Dead, which stars Samuel Jackson, which I didn't
Oh,
get, but I still auditioned.
right.
Again, being able to audition, I'm like, wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
And then I auditioned for like other, films and stuff like that where I
Right.
got to the final stages and they paused productions and
Right.
stuff like that. But it happens. Everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely, especially in that business. That's like, oof, that's the
Hundred
same as
percent.
modeling.
But it
Yeah,
hasn't stopped me. If anything, it's pushed me. It's
exactly.
made me like keep going.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And
So
my best advice to anybody starting in acting or modeling is always learn to love no, and
yeah, 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 yeah,
don't
exactly.
take it personal because it's not about you. It's about the actual show or whatever you're doing. It's not about you. If you get it, then it's about you. If you don't get it,
Yeah,
it's about whatever.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
sometimes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%. If you
yeah,
get it and go right, yeah, you've got the role. You're on the call sheet. It's about you. If
yeah,
they go, oh, we gave it someone, it's not about you.
exactly.
Do you
And
know what I
that's
mean?
nothing
And
personal.
that's what 100. And that's what we said earlier as well. Off camera.
Yeah,
So I'm going to say it on camera.
yeah,
There's a lot of moving parts within casting,
that's it.
which you don't really realize when you're that actor, waiting for an audition to come through or waiting to find out if you got the job.
Right,
Like originally, I would think it's just a casting director who makes that
right,
decision.
right.
But the more that you're in it and the I guess the more knowledge you learn from it, you then
Mhm.
realize, no, actually, yeah, the casting director has a bit of a say. But
Yeah,
it's not just the casting director, it's also the
right.
producer,
The
it's
team,
also the director. Do you know what I
yes.
mean? They all have a say in it as well.
Probably especially the
Um,
director. I would
yeah,
just say,
especially like, well, you got to be working with him every day. Do you know
yep,
what I mean? And
yep.
if he doesn't get on with you,
Nope, it's a wrap.
then you ain't going.
Or
You
it's
know
not
what I
your
mean? It's one of them
vision,
ones.
and also the client, because the client for
Yeah,
Tide may
hundred
say,
percent.
"I want this guy because he looks like he buys Tide and he can sell a lot of Tide," or they may say, "I want this girl," or whatever. So it has nothing to do with you. It
It's
always has.
about the look as well. Like because when you're when you're casting for a character, and I know this from writing the Reverse Struggle series and stuff like
Mhm,
that. When you're casting for a character, you're um, what's it? You're like, and you've got a specific guy in your head. Say, for instance, like for me, my character that I'm playing is called John, and John is basically he's a musician, he's trying to, I guess, grow with life and stuff like that. But everything he's tried just always backfires and
mhm,
that sort of thing.
mhm.
Um, and it's very and like obviously that's I guess that's him and what he does. But in terms of his looks, like for instance, he's blonde, blue eyed. I'm pointing out myself because I'm the
Right,
person who's playing him. But like
right, right, right,
blonde, blue
right,
eyed, that's a character breakdown. It's very specific.
right,
Do you know what I mean?
right,
Very, very specific.
right. Because you have a
Um,
specific thing in mind. Yeah,
100%,
yeah,
100%, and that's what casting is, and that's
yeah.
why it's not. That's why it's always the case of like it's not. It might be the reason you didn't get it. It's not because of you. It's because that person didn't like what you did, or that person, or you know what I mean. It's there's so many moving parts.
There are way too many. But so I never take it
Mm,
personal. That's how you
yeah,
keep yourself.
100%,
Yeah, keep yourself.
100%, definitely, and the people around you as well. Like I feel like they make it easier for
Yes,
you. Do you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Which is good. Like for instance, if I don't get a job or if I lose out on an audition or whatever. Like for
Mhm,
instance, the time audition. I know I keep referring back to this time audition, but this was to me this was one of the biggest auditions that I've ever done in my entire life.
mhm,
So that's why I refer to it. But like for instance, when I tell my mum and my dad and my fiance, like they were all like, "Look, okay, yeah, you didn't get it, fair enough. But then you have to be happy that you got the opportunity
right.
and you were able to be seen.
Yeah.
And look, now that person knows who you are.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Which is, I guess, where my answer, I guess, stems from.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like support and sort of like how I face rejection and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I think that also, it's yeah, it massively helps. If you've got a good support system, then it definitely helps.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know you also write. You write the scripts, you write the songs, also.
Yes.
So how do you approach any of that? Like, do you have a way of doing it, a ritual or anything that you do?
Um, no. So it's a bit different with music and writing the show. So, like for instance, when I write the show, I have to
Mhm.
think about the scene in my head,
Mhm.
and I'll play it out in my head before I commit it to paper, and then I'll be like, right,
Mhm.
okay, cool. So, say for instance, I don't know, um, John and Billy, they're going out. That could be the one option. Or the
Yeah.
second option could be they stay at home and watch TV. Third
Okay.
option, they don't, and they've been invited to a house party, or
Okay.
they're going for a cinema date, or what, not cinema date, but you know what I mean, going to the cinema. And I'll
Right.
have those three situations in my head. I'll be like, okay, maybe not so much. That one's okay, and actually that works quite well, and that's how I'll do it. And then I'll
Okay.
be like, okay, cool. And then once I wrote that down, I'll then sort of be like, okay, cool, so that's happened. Now what happens next, then next, and next,
Right.
and I sort of just play it in my mind first
Right.
before doing that.
Okay.
When it comes to rapping, it's completely different. I have to, say for instance, so like I'll give you a prime example. So this song that I wrote for my fiance called "Perfect Timing,"
Yes, that's
in
nice.
I guess the ritual for that one was I thought of the theme first,
Mhm.
then I thought of the name, and
Mhm.
then once I sort of thought of the theme and the name and what I wanted to talk about,
Mhm.
and everything like that, it then sort of become easier. So I'm like, okay, cool. So the song's called Perfect Timing. It's about how we met. It's about where we're going, and it's about what this person brings for me. And it's also about how they have helped me. Do you know what I mean? So how do I put that into a song? And then I'll start thinking of like scenarios. So like I actually mention in the song
Mhm.
the day that we met. So I'm like, the day I saw you, you're wearing a red sweater and stuff like that. So I'm actually like talking about the things that I can see and that I can remember from the
Yeah.
day that we did meet, and then I'm putting it into the words, and then from there it just more words get added and more words get added. And the next thing you got a verse, and then once you've done that, you then work on the chorus. For
Yeah.
perfect timing, I didn't work on a chorus because it already had a built-in chorus within the beat,
Mhm.
because it was a
Mhm.
known beat already,
Right.
which I had to then buy the lease for
Right.
in order to
Yeah.
release. Because that's another thing that people don't know. If you want to use a well-known beat and it's already been used by someone or like a famous artist or whatever, you have to spend, I think it's like £20 or £25 for a lease
Okay.
in
Okay.
order to release that song.
Mhm.
And because the beat that I used, it was a known song already. So
Mhm.
I was like, well, the chorus is already good. I'm not gonna change it or muck it up or whatever. I'm gonna keep it as it is. So I left the chorus as it was, and then I moved on to the second verse, chorus left, and moved on to the third verse. But that's usually my process when it comes to writing.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, I like that song. It was a paying homage to your girl, which we don't see
Yeah.
much in rap anymore. We see all this,
No.
calling women, the opposite words and
Yeah. Well, that's
it's
why I like what I
refreshing.
find different. Yeah, it's good as well because like what I find. Sorry, I don't mean cut you off, but I think what I find different is that when I rap about things that people can relate to
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So I'm
Yeah.
how I rap is completely different. And what I
Mm.
rap about is completely different to I guess what hip hop rap would be like and stuff like that. But I mean,
Right.
it's still obviously it's what people's preferences are. I'm not saying there's any bad rap out there or any good rap. It's what
Right.
people's preferences are
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
stuff like that.
And more importantly, you're doing what you love. Period.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's always subjective when we do what we love. Is I say just do what you love. But that's what more important than
Yeah,
anything.
do what makes you happy. And that's the
Exactly.
thing, like with acting, that's been my thing my whole entire life. Like I've always from the age of 7, which I think is when I could remember, because below that age I probably didn't that well. That's why I'm saying it from the age of 7. But from
Right.
the age of 7, it's like I had something in me and I was like, this is what I want to do.
Right.
And it's like I've tried to pursue it so much. And
Mhm.
even when I didn't pursue it, like that time when I was just doing music, it's
Mhm.
like from the music, because music and acting are quite similar. And what I mean by that is they're sort of they're in the same industries.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
even I was doing the music for the 5 years, it's like when I sort of had that 5 year break, I was then like, right, okay. I then started writing songs where I was talking about acting.
Mhm.
So I wrote this song called Lights Camera Action, which is basically talking about how I got into acting, what I've been in. I mentioned Fury in there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that I'm just making music, and sort of I felt like that in that 5 years of making music, that the acting pulled me back.
Mhm.
And I actually say that in one of my lyrics. I say the acting pulled me back because I felt like it did, because
Yeah.
I wasn't even focused on it. And
Yeah.
again, I think it all sort of stems back to what you said earlier. If it's something that you enjoy and it's something that you love,
Right.
it won't. Was it you who said it? I think it was you who said it. I think we
Something you love.
spoke earlier.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it was yourself who said it, and someone else as well. But whatever is sort of like made for you will
Yes.
not like go past you. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? And
That is the true fact.
whatever is and what isn't will,
Yes.
and you'll miss it.
That's right.
Um, yeah, so I think that
And
that was from a video that I saw earlier, but it's obviously it's similar
it
to
is
what
one of
you
my
were saying as
sayings as
well.
well. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of
hundred
my sayings.
percent, hundred
Yeah.
percent. No, it's true though.
And you have to be in it to win it is another one.
Yeah,
So
hundred
you're
percent. And
taking
if you're
action.
not, mm,
Yeah. You're taking action and you're making your dreams happen. So you can't just dream about it and don't do anything.
yeah, no,
You know,
exactly. And the thing,
it's better
you have
to
to be
do it.
realistic about it as well.
Yeah.
Like you can't just go, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep pushing and something's gonna happen, because something
Yeah.
might not happen. But if you have that realism in your mind,
Yeah.
because like I'm quite an optimistic person. I'm not a pessimistic person in any
Mhm.
way, shape, or
Yeah.
form. I'm quite
Mhm.
optimistic, but I
Okay.
think with that as well, I'm also realistic as well,
Okay.
because I've been pushing for a long time since the age of 7. So I don't want to, I don't want to, I guess, I don't want to I don't want to be let down, or I don't want to, you know, something not to work out or whatever, because that might not be the case. That might be the case, or it might not be the case. I
Right.
don't know. I've just got to keep pushing and I guess see what happens.
You have to, because I just feel like this. There's never really a failure with that, because if you're doing your dream and what you love and what you were born to do,
Mm,
just that alone is always a win. You
yeah,
know, like maybe someone else like, why isn't they making $1 million off this? Sometimes $1 million is not what it's about. It's about
yeah,
I'm still doing what I love. You still pick up a fan here or there. You still
yeah.
make it somehow. You know what I'm saying? You're still doing. It doesn't have to always be about money. I have people all the time tell me,
No,
oh, why aren't you on CBS? Because I didn't want to be.
yeah,
Like, not everybody
no,
wants to be.
exactly.
Oprah. I'll just say,
No,
especially.
exactly. And I
What
think as well,
else can you
like,
do? But you know what I'm saying? No, not everybody
yeah,
wants to be that. As some people want to be that. I don't want to. That's not what I
yeah.
do in my own form. I know exactly what I want to do, and in my
And if it
conditions,
doesn't feel right for you, you won't do it. That's the
exactly,
thing. And if it
exactly,
does, you will.
exactly. So don't take it as a oh, I only got 5 years to do this, or else it's not
Mm.
going to work.
At
No,
least
do it.
you have those 5 viewers who, it may not sound like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but at
Mhm.
least you still have those 5 people who has viewed it and, were like, okay, yeah, I fuck with
That
this, or
means
I enjoyed
somebody
it, or
liked it.
whatever.
Yeah,
Exactly, exactly. And the thing is, like, as you said earlier, it's not a it's a sprint, not a race, which
exactly.
is
That's it.
100%. And I all used to always think, like, when I was younger and things weren't panning out the way I wanted it to, or whatever, I was like, well, why is this not working? Or
Yeah,
why am I not maybe doing? Why have I not succeeded as someone as quick as Tom Holland or Daniel Radcliffe? Or but everyone's journey is different.
absolutely.
And again, I mentioned hindsight, but hindsight is a wonderful thing to have.
Yeah.
And I think with hindsight,
Mhm.
I think the reason that I never, it never happened back then is because I still had a lot to learn, and I still have a lot to learn now. But
Mhm.
things are really starting to move because
You
it's
got
like
the
I've learned what I've needed to
got the
get me to
lesson
the
right.
next level.
You got the lesson of
100%. And the thing is, you're always growing, you're always pushing. And that's
that's
what
it.
life is about.
That's
Life is
it.
about growing, pushing, and just, I guess, being the best version of yourself that you can be. But not just that, it's also being able to give people, I guess, give people advice and, help people out in their journeys. And,
Right.
because you're not going through it alone. Everyone in the world is going through something,
Yeah.
whether that
Absolutely.
be something creativity or something not creative.
Right. I was going to ask you what advice would you give someone who's starting in the business, even either one, writing, acting, rapping, either one. What advice would what a couple of pieces of
I
advice?
w- so the main one that a lot of people say is don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. I think is a
Mm,
big one.
it's my favorite.
And even if you do get told,
Mhm.
Respectfully and politely, don't listen.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
it's something that you want to do, and I was a bit the same, to be honest.
Mhm.
um Not for, as I said, I've got a quite good support from my family and my fiance, but like from friends and ex-friends who would be like, well, you know, good luck, you're not gonna make, but you know what I mean, like, okay, yeah, cool, I'm gonna have that, do you know what I mean?
Mm,
It's
mm.
life, it happens.
Yes.
um but you know, even when you do get those moments and you have friends who you do feel like are the ones who are looking out for you and stuff like that, and then you hear that, don't let it phase you, don't let it get you down, like keep pushing, keep striving, because you
That's
know,
it.
if you give up, you never know how far you'll ever get, and if you give up,
No.
you'll never know if you would have made it, you
And
won't know
plus,
it.
they might just be haters because I'll tell you two reasons why people hate on you. A, because they don't like themselves. B, because they can't commit to what you've committed to. So those are why people
Mm.
don't. That's it. That's it. They like so
And they don't want to see you get far either.
when you get far, it says to them, "Well, what are you doing?" Even though
Yeah.
that's not what you
It
meant.
shines
That's
a
what they,
light. It shines a light onto them.
yeah.
And
So
they're
they
like, wait, what? Yeah,
Yeah, family members do it.
exactly.
Friends do it. I've had to let go a lot of people in my life who
Yeah,
said, "No, you're not. You're doing comedy and you didn't get paid for it, or you're doing this and you didn't get paid." I said,
yeah,
"Goodbye, goodbye. I don't need to explain myself to
yeah.
anybody. I
No,
do what I
exactly.
do
And I
to grow."
think that happens because the right people get put in your life and the right people get taken out of your life. And I do believe that. But going back to that question of, you know, the advice I give someone, I think the main one would be is, you know, don't let anyone tell you you can't do it.
That's right.
Because you know, if I let the people that I knew, like my old friends and friends that I'm no longer friends, like ex-friends, I
Mhm.
wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't have continued, I wouldn't have pushed forward.
Mm.
The only
That's
reason I did is because I had a passion, and you know,
mm.
I didn't listen to the naysayers. There's this sign, there's this not sign, there's this saying that goes, don't listen to the naysayers,
Yeah, yeah,
listen to
definitely.
your heart, listen to your head, and if your head and your heart are telling you the same thing, then go with it,
Yeah, yeah,
because
and
it's
that
usually correct.
yeah, absolutely correct. That was my next question. How do you handle criticism, and what's your advice when people are facing it? So
It's Yeah, I guess I've answered that then.
you kind of answered it.
Really.
You kind of answered that.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
basically,
the other
no
thing that I'd
haters.
say is as well. Sorry, just a quick one. To continue on that question with the answer.
Yeah.
So obviously throughout the years I have faced rejection.
Hmm.
And I think sort of what's helped me is, as I said earlier, it doesn't phase me as much, or it doesn't phase me at all. And I
Hmm.
think what really helps, which is what I mentioned earlier, is the whole moving parts thing, that there's a lot of moving parts within casting that not many people are aware of or know of.
Hmm.
But also just stay focused. You know what I mean? Like, don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. That stay focused, keep pushing, keep persevering, keep striving, because you will make it. And if you don't, you might find out you enjoy something a lot better.
Mm, absolutely, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, can you we're getting ready to go soon, but can you share a story that made you what something in your career that made you very proud, beside the
Uh,
magazine?
yeah, 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 of
And
course.
Fury, and
So
Fury.
yeah, and Fury, yeah. So I guess um the story I can sort of say is when I was um obviously when I sort of was getting more featured work and stuff like that, I
Mhm.
then was lucky enough to work on another Hollywood film, which was
Mm,
Bohemian Rhapsody.
mm,
And I'm a huge fan of Queen. I'm a huge
mm,
fan of Rami Malek, who played Freddie Mercury and stuff like that.
mhm.
So when I got to, you know, be on set with him, I met him and I said hello to him.
Oh,
We
nice.
didn't really have that much of a chat because obviously he was in the zone, and I think in the scene he had to be really, really drunk.
Okay.
So obviously he had to be in the right mindset and the right
Right.
space for that. But it's funny because you actually see me in the film down in a bottle of vodka,
Oh God, no.
basically. Yeah, and that was amazing, and that was filmed. That was meant to be in America, but it's filmed in the UK.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, and it was just, again, it was amazing. Like,
That's
also at that point I'd done Humans, Count Us a Strong, EastEnders, so I'd already know what it's like being
you did
on a film set.
EastEnders?
Yeah, I was in EastEnders like 3 or 4 times.
I gotta check that out. That's amazing. I love the Tinder.
It's
So
actually on BBC. I'll send you the link. It's on BBC iPlayer. 2017, I was in it,
that's one
and
of my
then I was in
favorite.
it again another year. I can't remember when, but in
Nice.
2017, you see me in it.
Okay, good. Well,
So
that's
yeah, but no, it's amazing.
wow, that's amazing. Yeah, so I can imagine you probably have many magical moments, but Queen, hello, that's the moment. That's the
It
moment.
is
Yeah,
hundred
that's
percent. Yeah,
he's a
hundred
legend.
percent.
Yeah, legend. I mean,
Yeah.
that's wow, that's amazing. Well done. What's next up for you? Like, how can we support your journey? Like, there's yeah, how can we support your journey?
Well, at the moment, sort of what's next for me at the moment is that my manager's sort of only currently focusing on high end film and TV.
Okay.
Um, I guess the only way I would say to support me is just to follow me on Instagram and keep up with my updates
Oh
and
yes, that's right.
on my
I,
YouTube and that sort of stuff.
right. That's,
Because I'm building towards my headshots as I mentioned and the showreel stuff,
mhm.
which as I said can help me build up my my credits. But yeah, just follow me and watch out
Yeah,
for
there
my
you go.
my journey. I guess.
There's his
Would you rap with another? Oh, I didn't see the
which
question.
one? This one. Oh, someone
The
wrote a
rap
question.
artist.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'll find out. Wait, I'll get the question. Give me a second, guys. Where you have viewers? Who's that? I don't know who's that question. Oh, someone's trying to stream at someone else's
I
site.
go. Would you rap with another artist if you were given the opportunity? Yeah, of course,
Mm,
100%.
yeah, invisible as well. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah.
That
Who
is a
would
good
you, who would
question,
be,
actually.
who would you want if you could pick out somebody? Who would it be? Or you won't say. You don't want to say.
No, I'd say either H, a Manchester actor, a rapper,
Oh,
sorry, or RD Brighton.
okay, that's awesome. So this is so tell us about the movie excuse me, here I go. This not sitcom, the drama you're writing, TV series, sorry, that you're
The
writing.
TV sitcom. That's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So basically, reverse struggles.
Right?
Just to give you a bit of an idea.
There it
There
is.
you go. That's it. Boom. There
Mhm,
it is. Written by myself, Daniel Ashton-Lincoln. Yeah. So as you can see in the photo, it's very unorganized. You can tell it's three guys living together. But
mhm,
yeah, it's three flatmates who are basically trying to work and make their way through life,
mhm,
and are are not succeeding and are epically failing at every single opportunity they get.
mhm,
And it's about how they navigate love, love lives, how they navigate careers,
mhm,
friendship, and it's got a real like heart and warmth to it, which I
mhm,
feel. And it's very like character led. So like for instance, each episode is about a different character.
mhm,
So, for instance, the first episode is about my character, John. The second episode is about Paul. The third episode is about Karen. The fourth
mhm,
episode is about another character. Oh, sorry, a fourth episode is about all of them together. The fifth episode is about another character. Sixth
mhm,
episode is about John and Karen together. And that's
mhm.
how the first series is sort of based. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
nice.
very funny, very different, very new.
I can't wait. Sounds good. Sounds like something really, really, really fresh.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
100%.
yeah. Because I know you were raised in London, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that alone is interesting. That alone,
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
yeah. So I
Hundred
can't wait.
percent.
Well, I thank you so much for taking the time and congrats on being in Selena Celebrity Magazine. That's big.
Thank you.
I'm glad to see that.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. So hang out with me while I say goodbye to everybody. Guys,
Yep.
thank you guys, viewers, for watching all of your viewers and my viewers. Thank you out there. I see quite a few people, but
Thank
I
you.
can't. It's too small for me to see exactly who it is. So thank you, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry on Facebook. We'll probably just be doing YouTube Live because it's just easier. But anyway, that's a wrap, folks. And if you feel inspired, please don't forget to chase your dreams with the same tenacity as our guest does. Remember, every big journey starts with a single step. Until next time, keep it shining. Okay, guys? And I appreciate you. Hang out with me for a minute while I
Thank you,
say goodbye.
guys.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Thank you, guys. Let me see where I can find you. Where can I find my people? My people. Here we go. Where's my people? Um, Oh, there we are. Okay, bye, Joey. Hey, DJ Joey, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I see you.
Hey, DJ Joey.
Don't know who Domain is. And Invisible Sword, I see you out there. We see you. Who's that? Bye, Tanya. Invisible Life. Bye, David. Thank you. God Tech movie. I know they have a screening April. What is it? Let me see if I got 12th. April 12th. Just to give a little plug. Why not? Right? I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
April
yeah.
in London.
I
though.
think so.
Missed that. But that's going to be fabulous. So thank you guys, and hang out with me in a minute. I'll see you guys
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
next week. Okay. Bye. Stay with me.